Danny Vegas time. Danny Vegas World segment 3. All right, we are $500,000 into the show. All right, we're going to get a little serious now. Now, if you've heard the news, if you haven't been under a rock, there's been a big, I guess, the bloom is off the rose. The exposure of the Harvey Weinstein. That's his name, Harvey Weinstein. I never heard of this guy until a week ago.
Me, like a few days ago.
I never heard of this guy before, but obviously he's a big wig. And obviously he has gone from literally being a, some dirty old man who's always trying to squeeze some girl's ass, all right? He is categorized as almost as a predator now.
Wow.
I mean, you got to be up there. You got to be a real sleazeball to get up into that predator ranking. So he's done. But I got to thinking, because there's the Me Too movement. The ladies, if you have been in that same situation, you are, you're encouraged to post Me Too on social media. I have to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of Me Too's. I don't know how many women have actually been in a situation where a person of power. I know every woman's been, some guy's been after them that they don't want. They've been, trying to get picked up on by guys at work and they don't like it and blah, blah. We're going to get to that in a second. But I don't know how many women have been literally, hey, get over on the couch or I'm going to fire you. I don't know how many women have been in that position, but it does happen a lot, and I tell women all the time, if you find yourself in this position, be brave, go to the person that you can find to resolve the issue, because it's a lose-lose. Not only is it a lose-lose because you're not going to win by sitting on the couch. Mm-hmm. That's not going to, that's not going to win in the long run, and you're going to feel bad for doing it. But then, of course, you have the ramifications of he said, she said, and women. Sadly, women are so demonized when they come out with the truth on this stuff. And I tell people all the time, Vanessa, most women, they don't lie about this stuff. They don't lie about this stuff because they know what faces them if they come out and say, hey, this supervisor is always grabbing my butt and he's pretty much gone way over the line. And now that I'm going forward with it, they really get put on as, well, what did you do to cause that type thing? So, but what I want to talk about today is the workplace. You've been in many workplaces in your life. I've been in many workplaces in my life, and I'm always seeing office romances pop up, go away. Somebody's picking up on somebody. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. It's a very interesting thing, but I wanted to talk to women, and I wanted to talk to men. And I don't know if you've ever had I know you have, because I know every woman has had a situation either at work or someplace where, someone's advancing on them because there's an interest in them, to gain the attention and the affection, and the women had to deal with it in some way or another. I'm not going to call you out, but you could just say,
well, I mean,
yeah,
not harassment in the sense of harassment, but yeah, I mean, admirers, yes, right. And it could be a little awkward. It's just a matter of, handling it gently, I think, because they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings either. So
right.
That's...
Well, that's interesting because I'm going to talk to the men here. We're going to talk to the men here because I think what women need to realize is, especially in the workplace or anywhere, especially single men. I'm a married man now, so I had to break off my antennas and throw them away. But men have little radars on their head that literally go like this 24 hours a day. And all those things do is try to pick up on signals.
Okay.
Was that a signal which means she likes me or she found me interesting? Or what did she say? Did that mean something? They're always trying to process this information when it comes. And I'm just talking about men and women. I don't know much about the gay cat stuff. Sorry. Love you. But I don't know much about it. So I just know that men are always looking for signals. They're always looking for invitations to move forward. And sometimes women not by on purpose, certainly not, might send something that is thought of like, oh, I think Vanessa likes me. So what happens then? The radar stops and it moves forward. I don't think most men wake up in the morning and say, you know what? That Vanessa gal working in the front office, I'm going to sexually harass her today. I don't think that's what happens.
I hope not. That's a little scary.
It's a little scary. I will tell you why women at work tend to be, I wouldn't call them targets, but they tend to get in this situation because human beings take the path of least resistance. And men tend to gravitate to something they feel comfortable with. Vanessa in the front office, I'm Danny Vegas back in the warehouse, right? I've known Vanessa for a year and a half. She's been in the front office, okay? I've been in the back in the warehouse. Been talking to you for a year at lunch, talking to you at lunch. I discovered you love the fights. You love MMA fights. I love MMA fights. You love the Steelers. I love the Steelers. That's so cool. Wow, what a cool gal. That girl is cool. I am interested in her. And she's right there in the front office. I get to talk to her every day. I make sure when lunchtime comes around, I'm in the lunchroom the same time she is. You know that? So now what happens is I ask Vanessa to the fights. I'm going to ask her to the fights. Vanessa like, hey, that sounds cool. You got an extra ticket. And that's how I make it seem like, hey, Vanessa, I didn't buy a ticket for you. I just happen to have an extra ticket. Would you like to go?
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, that's cool. I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm comfortable. I see you every day. I'm comfortable. I know Danny Vegas. Oh, yeah, we're Facebook friends. I'm going to go to the fights. Now, to Vanessa, she's going to the fights. That's it. You're just going to the fights.
Yes.
All right? To Danny Vegas.
To see the hot MMA fighters.
See the hot MMA fighters. To Danny Vegas, what's happening? I'm taking Vanessa out on a date.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying to the guys back in the warehouse? Guess what, guys? Guess who I'm going to the fights with?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I could
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. High fives.
Oh, boy.
I'm taking Vanessa out on a date to the fights. To Vanessa, I'm just going to the fights because the guy had an extra ticket. Okay, so you go to the fights. Vanessa probably meets me at the fights because I'm not going to pick her up because in her mind, why would you pick me up? I'm just going to meet you at the fights. But I don't care about that. To me, this is a date. Go to the fights, have a great time. Everybody's happy, great fights. You got to see the hot MMA fighters. I got to be with you. So great. So now, you go back to work as normal. I'm planning the second date. I'm planning the second date. Now, when I ask you out for the second time, now it comes clear to you, now I'm in trouble. I got this guy who I work with every day, and he's making a run on me. What am I going to do? And like you said, you can handle it nicely. I'm sure you've been in this situation before. Every woman I know has been in this situation. And we're going to just keep this going. Don't worry about the break. Every woman's been in this situation. Now, Danny Vegas, the thing is, and this is what I'm trying to get to when it comes to this situation. On a normal situation, and I don't work with you, it's very easy. You just unfriend me, you don't answer my texts anymore, because you want me to get the hint and go away. That's how most women handle that. They just like shut off the communication, guy gets the message, I guess I'm going to invite someone else to the next fight.
I'd actually tell them.
Well, you're.
But I'm
tell
from New
them.
York.
I think that was the best way to do it. But you do it in a nice way. Like I always tell women, just say that you're kind of seeing somebody or
do.
whatever. Just you can't blame a guy for trying.
No,
That's what
absolutely not. And it's flattering,
Right.
But I wouldn't do that. I would just tell them.
But now at work, you can't escape.
Right.
You can't escape. You got to go back into the warehouse to get the invoices. You got to go back to pull the parts. And here's old Danny Vegas. Wasn't the fight great? Wasn't it great? You didn't get my tax? You get the 15 tax? All that stuff.
Now he's annoying.
Now I'm making Vanessa uncomfortable.
Right.
Okay, I'm making her uncomfortable, and we're working. We're in a work situation that now she's uncomfortable, not because Danny Vegas is a bad guy and he's a sexual harasser. He's just trying to be a guy, meeting girls. And the reason why he loves Vanessa is because she likes the Steelers and likes the fights, and she wears Iron Maiden t-shirts on her Facebook page. I love Iron Maiden too. And that's how, for men, you have to realize, what happens to me is out of my control now. It's out of my hands. If Vanessa wants to come back, pull me aside and say, listen, Danny, I think you're a great guy, but I love going to the fights. Thank you very much. But to me, it was just going to the fights, and I have no interest in moving forward in this situation. She can say that. And most men shut down. Okay, hey, I just wanted to be friends. I don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. Or she can go to HR. Right?
Right.
You can go to human resources. It's out of your control as a guy. You got to just sit there. What's she going to do? You've made her uncomfortable now. She doesn't want to go back into the warehouse because she knows you're there, because you're on this continuous drive to gain her attention and her affection. And you get in trouble, not because you're a bad guy, it's just that maybe you're not as smooth as Rico Suave, okay? She doesn't have an interest in you.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe they're smooth to someone else, but just maybe not for me.
Right.
I
Yes.
mean,
so I tell men, first of all, stay away from the girls at work. I know they're great. You know them personally. You probably know, Wendy's having a baby in January. I mean, you know all this cool stuff. You have a rapport with them. You like them. They know your name. They know you're from South Dakota. I mean, there is no, hey, I just met you at a happy hour and I don't know, can I get your number? All that stuff. And so it's a comfortable situation for you as a man to try to gain the attention and affection of a female at work. But it puts you in a position of you literally have to take a risk. Now, hey, if Vanessa digs Danny Vegas, hey, cool for me, right? But you don't know. So what do you think? Am I on drugs?
No, then, it's the woman's responsibility as well. We would have to just decline that date. And if anything, well, you're calling it a date, but decline that invitation. If anything, maybe if it's a group like other people in the office and we're all going to the MMA fight, or then maybe that would be something that, yes, go out with the coworkers. But in those cases, just so that it won't be an issue or any
miscommunication.
Thank you. It's just say no, decline, and just. Unless you like the guy, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's kind of an interesting topic. Now, I'm sure, we're not going to get into you, but I'm sure you've had girlfriends who maybe through chatter at lunchtime, hey, I dig this guy. He works here.
Right.
And maybe they move forward into a romance.
Right.
Well, someone had to sexually harass somebody at some point. Someone had to step out and say, okay, it's okay to pursue me, et cetera, et cetera. And that's why I think I've always said that I've heard things what women say to men at work where it's like, wow, if that was the other way around, that was inappropriate. But, it's always, for men, wow, she loves me in my pair of jeans. That's great. But if you said that to a woman like, hey, you're looking pretty good in them jeans, she could take that wrong. And I'm just saying, how does that, getting back to where we started, there is no real rules about that. Guys look for invitations. They're always looking for. They're more, hey, if they find out through the grapevine that, hey, Vanessa kind of likes you, man. Really? Wow. Okay. And they're moving forward.
Right. Well, in those cases, I haven't been in that position, but I would think that if there was someone that I liked and he asked me out to go see a fight, I would go. If it's someone that, maybe if I was in the situation that I'm not into, then maybe I would decline it, just because I wouldn't want the repercussion.
I know what you're trying to say, but so I think
repercussion.
So I think what the rule is for the ladies, And like I say, and I tell men this all the time, women are there to work. They're there to follow their dreams and build their careers. They're not there to basically have to deal with you and your unwanted advances, okay? But gals got to realize that men literally pursue women 24 hours a day.
Right.
Their radars are on 24 hours a day, and especially the single ones. And I think women have to kind of think a little bit ahead.
That's why we have a responsibility.
Yeah.
Women we have to have that responsibility, be aware of it.
Right.
And that's why, if I'm not into the guy, I mean, this could be my future husband for all
Right.
I know. So
Right.
maybe I would go on that date if I'm into him,
Right.
and depending how he came out about it. But other than that, then just decline, just avoid it completely.
Yeah, I think you need to go in a group. I think you just need to kind of think, because you're dealing with dumb guys, okay? You're just dealing with guys, okay? Guys, if I could put my mind into Vanessa's head, she'd probably like, wow, this is it? This is the whole thing? This? Because men are pretty simple. They're pretty simple characters. They're kind of like dogs. You have to hit them on the nose once in a while to kind of get their attention. But I do think women in the workplace, when there's a lot of men and women around, because I know, everyone knows there's lots of, there are sexual things going on at work. Lord knows. Yeah, I'm sorry. Guilty as charged. But to maybe think a little bit ahead. Like, you know what? If I go to the movies with this guy... It just could put me in a position where I'm going to have to either deal with him down the road. I'm not into him. So that's what I would think for the ladies. And guys, I personally would just, and I know I'm guilty. I have been in neck deep in all this stuff we're talking about. 25-year-old man with raging hormones, with a whole stable of women up there in the front office, okay? Oh, gee whiz. I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, I would just stay away.
Yeah.
I would just stay away, especially if you're certainly in some position of power over this particular lady. Just stay away. Just as much as you're flirting back and forth and it's all cute, and then, oh boy, she's flirty and she's fun, it could literally turn on a dime.
Yeah, on the position of power, especially that person, he has a responsibility also not to do that, you
Right.
know, because that's not professional on their
Right.
side,
Right.
no matter what.
Right. So
especially in the office and yeah, I guess that would be harassment in that cases,
yeah, if
because
you're in a position of power,
they do have that responsibility
right.
as well, so they shouldn't even. I mean, that they can't even.
You
That
would
boat cannot sail.
right? You would think.
Yeah.
But I know what happens. I know what happens, and I don't think anything we say here today is going to change anything out there. But I would just say, guys, you just put yourself in a position where the outcome is out of your control. Okay, whatever happens is out of your control. And ladies, I just say, just so you're not in a situation where you have to deal with that. Just as they said, what with the drugs? Just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no. Unless you're into the guy, then go for it.
Well,
All right. Show's over. What we're going to do now is, because we love Vanessa and she's been a fan, I want to personally thank you for first coming on the show. I want to thank you for being a supporter of the Danny Vegas platform for the last couple of years anyway. You are a hero to me, and I really appreciate the time and effort that you've spent on the platform and coming on the show, introducing me to Claudia and all those great people. I wish you so much success in the East Coast, and if you come back into town and don't contact me at least to say hello, I'm going to be mad.
Oh, of course. I'm still here. I'm not leaving yet.
Okay. So tell everybody how to get a hold of you one more time.
You can reach me at my LinkedIn page, Vanessa Fandino, and that's last name F-A-N, F as in Frank, A-N-D-I-N-O, Vanessa. Let me start it over.
Okay.
Vanessa, V-A-N-E-S-S-A, last name Fandino, F as in Frank, A-N-D-I-N-O. That's my LinkedIn or Facebook, and also my direct line is 917-373-9192.
Wow, there you go. 30 seconds ago. Let's check our live feed, Vanessa. We're doing behind the scenes, and hello Jody, hello Joe, hello George, hello Nate. everybody, Danielle Brown, thank you for joining. The show's just about over. In about 3 hours, the show will be up on my Danny Vegas live page, Danny Vegas on the WCOBM.tv/DVL. You can go there to watch all the content. Call me if you want a show. Call if you want to use this platform to market. I am here 24 hours a day. I love what I do. I do it really well. And if you want to come and play with us, we would love it. Vanessa, like I said, man, I'm crushing on you. I'm crushed that you're leaving town. But we wish you all the success in the world. And other than that, that's about it, I think. Let's go collect our $1 million check. That's what we're going to
Okay,
go
let's
do.
do that.
All right.
Bye.
Show's over. See you next week. See you next week. Bye.